I say, yo, welcome to the BBW show, you feel me? We talk battle rap, basketball, and wrestling on a daily basis. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The topic for today is Doc Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes. Wow. So if you don't know, the Milwaukee Bucks have had a crazy start to their season. Crazy start. One, I feel like they made the trade for Dame like a month before the season started. You feel me? A month before the season started, sometime in September. So it's like they didn't even have the whole summer with Dame and Giannis to build the chemistry together. So Dame gets traded. They hire a new head coach, Adrian Griffin. They fire him right before the All-Star game, even though that they're the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee was the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Head coach still got fired. They bring in Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, who was already a representative, a liaison, or whatever to the Milwaukee Bucks and Adrian Griffin. They bring him in, very controversial. Doc Rivers, I feel like, is a very polarizing coach. Either you hate Doc Rivers or you love him. Either you hate him or you love him. There's no in between. Doc Rivers has coached some of the biggest super teams in the last 10 to 13 to 14 plus years. I'm not going to lie. He underachieved with the Celtics. They only won one ring. He underachieved with Lob City. He didn't win with Kawhi and Paul George. He didn't win with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And then he didn't win with Joel Embiid and James Harden. So it's like we have a lot of history of Doc Rivers as a coach underachieving in the playoffs. A lot of history. This would not have been my first choice. I'm not going to lie. This would not have been my first choice. What happens? Milwaukee loses a lot of their games. They are what? 4-6? Probably 3-7? I don't remember Milwaukee winning a lot of games. They just lost a game recently to the Memphis Grizzlies. All-Star break happens. J.J. Redick, former player of Doc Rivers on the LA Clippers. I don't want to go say a scathing rant, but he goes on a rant about Doc Rivers. A rant about Doc Rivers and his underachievement in the postseason. You feel me? This goes viral. Patrick Beverley, new Milwaukee Bucks player, stands up for Doc Rivers, says J.J. Redick, you had to be way more respectful of Doc Rivers. He's the reason you was a starting shooting guard for so long. So that made a little back and forth with Pat Bev and J.J. Redick. I feel like Doc Rivers was not the right choice. If I was the Milwaukee Bucks, I would not pick Doc Rivers as my head coach. The problem with Doc Rivers is expectations. I'm not going to lie. Expectations. That 1 year on the LA Clippers where he had Pat Bev, Montrez, and Lou Will, and they went up against the Golden State Warriors in the first round, and they had a war, that was probably, to me, one of the best coaching jobs I've seen Doc Rivers do. I'm not going to lie. The problem be expectations. When you have a team with expectations to win the championships and you bring in Doc Rivers, that ruins your chances. I'm not going to lie. That ruins your chances. I don't know if he's not making the right adjustments. I don't know if people would get tired of his voice. But it definitely becomes a point where players are ignoring Doc Rivers. Or whatever he's saying is going on deaf ears. You feel me? We've seen it happen with the Clippers. We've seen it happen with the 76ers. It gets to a point where people just stop listening to him. So I don't think Milwaukee should have brought him in. What is their ceiling now? The Knicks is going through injuries. Joel Embiid is injured. So I still will have to put Milwaukee Bucks as the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Does that mean that they're going to go to the conference finals? No. I ain't going to lie. If I got to say it right now, I don't think Milwaukee Bucks is going to the conference finals. I don't. I feel like a lot of it is on Doc Rivers. Some of it's on Dame too. Dame Lillard is definitely having one of his worst seasons since he's been a star. Since he's been an all-star, he's having one of his worst seasons. Worst season scoring. His defense is definitely way more a liability than it's been in previous years. So it's not all on Doc Rivers. It's definitely some blame on Dame Lillard. And I feel like the bench is not that good either. Bobby Portis used to be a really big factor. I see him getting through something. I see him being frustrated a lot. They just brought in Pat Bev to come off the bench. I hope that helps their defensive tenacity. But Right now, the Bucks is in trouble. The Milwaukee Bucks is in big trouble. I don't think they're going to the conference finals. If Doc Rivers doesn't do nothing next year, will he have another job as a head coach? Probably. I could see Doc Rivers keep getting a job. I don't know why, but I could see him remaining with a job. Even if it's not for this Milwaukee Bucks team, it's for another organization, he's going to keep a job. I feel like owners like Doc Rivers. He's very knowledgeable, former player, former head coach, former commentator. He's done everything in the NBA. You feel me? And you don't got to pay him as much as you pay max players. So, and he's an easy scapegoat. There's so many reasons why Doc Rivers is going to keep getting a job even though he keeps underachieving. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll be back with more.